Today we're talking about communication and how to communicate with others effectively. How is the communication in your family now?
I'd say we're like any other family. Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes no one can understand each other.
It can be really hard to talk to Andy. It feels like he doesn't listen half the time.
Psychosis can cause attention and memory problems that make it harder to have effective communication, which is why we are talking about it today. But first, why is it important to have good communication skills?
So we can tell others how we feel, like if we're happy or sad.
So that we can ask others for help to get problems solved.
Or in doing chores around the house.
Those are all great examples. Effective communication helps us express our feelings and helps us work together with others. It also helps us express our concerns and have difficult conversations with others too. Effective communication is particularly important when someone in our family is experiencing psychosis. Like Lucas mentioned, it can be harder to maintain effective communication.
Why is that, Dr. Solis?
Well, if Andy is feeling depressed, he might not want to talk to others right then and there. Or he might misunderstand what others are saying and be anxious or suspicious, especially if he has increased paranoia at the time. These complications can cause stress and tension in the family, which could make symptoms worse.
It's like a cycle then? The symptoms lead to poorer communication, which causes more stress and makes symptoms worse?
Correct, Aubrey. So by practicing effective communication, we can try to break the cycle.
What can we do to help Andy?
Great question, Marissa. The goal of this session is to learn strategies and tips that will improve your family's communication. We'll also have some time to practice in session so I can give you all feedback. The first tip is to avoid long conversations and to get to the point briefly and quickly. Someone with psychosis may struggle to focus on longer conversations, so getting to the point faster will help them understand what you're trying to say. It's also important to use I statements like I feel and I think to avoid making the other person feel responsible or guilty. Can someone give me an example?
Instead of, you make me mad when you forget to take out the trash, I can say something like, I feel upset when I have to do your chores.
That's good, Aubrey. By using I statements instead of you statements, the other person will be less defensive and more receptive to your message. It's also important to focus on behaviors and not personality traits.
Something like, Andy, I am concerned that you aren't getting enough exercise, instead of, Andy, you are lazy.
You are all doing great. It's also important to know how to express positive and negative feelings. You want to make eye contact with the person and clearly express what they did and how it made you feel. If it's something negative, you can also request a change so it doesn't happen in the future. Sally, can you think of an example?
Marissa, when you were late for our plans on Sunday, it made me feel worried that something had happened to you. In the future, can you call me to let me know you're running late?
I'm sorry, Mom. Thank you for letting me know.
That was a wonderful example. Now, what about if you don't see eye to eye and need to make a compromise? Then you would explain your viewpoint and listen to their viewpoint. You want to repeat it back to them to show that you listened and understood it, and then suggest a compromise. They might not agree right away, so be open to discussing many compromises until you both agree on one that works.
Can I practice?
Yes, of course.
Lucas, I'm worried you're spending too much time at bars with your friends.
It's because they're moving out of town soon, so we want to spend more time together.
So I understand you want to see your friends as much as possible before they move.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can invite them over to watch movies at home. I can make something nice for dinner.
We can do that.
Another great example. Let's try some more role-playing. Aubrey, do you want to go next? You all did a great job role-playing. Practicing every day will help you develop these skills to become an effective communicator. This week, I want everyone to choose a skill to try and practice every day, and then document when they used it on this sheet.
I don't know. This feels unnatural, like I'm a robot. No one talks like this in real life.
You're right. It can feel awkward at first to use these skills in normal conversation. But remember, practicing every day will help you develop your skills until you can do them naturally.
I think these skills will help us all communicate better as a family. Thank you for teaching us them, Dr. Solis.